In the top stories, the Symbol of Love Museum and Monuments. Children malnutrition doubles in Haiti, says World Food Program. And Google to invest $15 billion to build AI data hub in India. Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, the 14th day of October, 2025, and I am Jasmine Thomas. A new cultural and tourism development project is underway in Bastille. Government officials have broken ground at Fort Thomas for a multi-million-dollar project set to transform the historic site into a regional landmark. The government of St. Christopher and Nevis has announced plans to redevelop the Fort Thomas property into a cultural and educational complex. The project, called the Symbol of Love Museum and Monuments, is a U.S. $30 million investment led by ABL Inc., a Caribbean development firm. The 8.7-acre site in Fort Lands, Bastille, was acquired by the government in 1999 and has remained mostly unused for more than 2 decades. Officials say the project includes 2 major institutions, the Caribbean Museum of History and an international museum, and together they will highlight regional stories and their connection to global history. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew said the initiative aims to preserve local heritage while introducing global cultural elements. He said the development will also feature botanical gardens, water features, restaurants, cafes and shops, along with a jetty to support cruise tourism. The agreement with the developer follows a lease-to-own model. Government officials say ownership of the site will only transfer once all development obligations are met. They also confirmed that the project is not linked to the Citizenship by Investment program. Environmental protections and archaeological oversight will be part of the construction process. Tourism Minister Marsha Henderson said the project supports both heritage preservation and community inclusion. She noted that it will provide opportunities for residents, students, and small businesses, aligning with the country's sustainable tourism agenda. Officials say the project supports the national tourism brand Venture Deeper, which encourages visitors to explore the history and identity of St. Christopher and the wider Caribbean. The Premier of Nevis and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mark Brantley, has confirmed that work has already begun on the 2026 budget for the Nevis Island administration. Speaking recently, Premier Brantley explained that the budget process starts months in advance, with early meetings among senior government officials and the technical teams. The goal is to have the budget ready for presentation in early December, in keeping with tradition. Looking ahead to next year, Premier Brantley says the expansion of the Alexandra Hospital remains the administration's top priority, though a funding gap still needs to be filled. He also pointed to other major focus areas, including improvements to the education system, upgrades to healthcare facilities, and continued work on the airport expansion project, which he says is already fully funded. Brantley highlighted the need to improve conditions at the Charlestown Health Center, which is still operating from temporary buildings, and stressed the urgent need to introduce dialysis treatment on the island due to a rising number of kidney patients. He also called for closer healthcare collaboration between St. Kitts and Nevis, especially when it comes to sharing resources and medical equipment. On the financial side, the government is currently renewing revenue projections help to fund these key projects. The Premier says the administration remains committed to economic growth, better infrastructure, and a higher quality of life for all citizens on Nevis. The Ministry of Sustainable Development is moving forward with its land regularization efforts. Several communities in St. Christopher and Nevis will soon see residents officially receiving ownership of land they have long occupied. The Ministry of Sustainable Development has announced a series of land title handover ceremonies as part of its ongoing squatters regularization project and land initiative. The events will formalize land ownership for approved residents in the communities of Amsterdam in St. Paul's and Lagreet, Shadwell, and Upper Monkey Hill in St. Peter's. The ministry says it has worked with local residents to carry out technical surveys and realign land plots to accommodate proper roadways. Officials also collaborated with the Department of Constituency Empowerment and the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs to complete the necessary legal work. The first ceremony is set for Thursday, 16th October at 10 o'clock in the morning in Lagreet. A second will be held that afternoon at 4:30 in the New Amsterdam. The final event for this round is scheduled for Friday, 17th October at 4:30 in the afternoon in Upper Monkey Hill. That ceremony is the first of 3 phases planned for the area. Sherilita Dorr Tyson, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development, said in a recent release, "For many families, this moment has been generations in the making. We are proud to support this initiative to improve access to land and formal ownership." The ministry says the handovers are part of a broader effort to prevent unregulated settlements and support sustainable development under the country's Sustainable Island State agenda. The public is invited to attend the ceremonies or follow coverage through local media. And now for a look at news on the regional scene. Women, children, and displaced families are bearing the brunt of Haiti's prolonged crisis, which has pushed hunger and malnutrition to alarming new levels. The UN World Food Programme WFP warned on Monday following the release of the latest Integrated Food Security Phase Classification IPC analysis. According to the report, a record 5.7 million Haitians, more than half their population, are now facing acute food insecurity, marking a 3% increase from last year. Child malnutrition has doubled in 2 years, with 14% of children under 5 affected, compared to 7% in 2023. Some regions are recording even higher rates. WFP has ramped up its response to reach a record 2.2 million Haitians this year, said WFP Haiti Country Director. However, needs continue to outpace resources. If this continues, families will potentially fall further into hunger, and we simply don't have the resources to meet all the growing needs. Armed violence, economic decline, persistent inflation, and weak agricultural production continue to drive the crisis. The IPC warns that if current trends persist, more than 5.9 million people could face severe hunger or worse by March 2026. In the Northwest and West departments, including Port-au-Prince, malnutrition rates have already reached critical phase 4 levels or higher. Among the most vulnerable are 1.3 million people displaced by armed conflict. 3 in 4 of those sheltering in schools or public buildings are now experiencing crisis, IPC Phase 3 or Emergency Phase 4 levels of hunger. Overcrowded shelters and poor sanitation, combined with limited access to nutritious food, have placed babies and young children at extreme risk of malnutrition. And now for the international news. Google's parent company Alphabet will invest $15 billion or 11.29 billion pounds to build an AI data hub in southern India's Andhra Pradesh state. The facility, which will be set up in the port city of Vasakaram, will be part of Google's global network of AI centers spread across 12 countries. It's the largest AI hub that we are going to be investing in anywhere in the world outside of the United States. Thomas Kurian, the CEO of Google Cloud, said at an event in the capital, Delhi, on Tuesday, adding that the investment will be spread over the next 5 years. The announcement comes at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump has been asking American companies to prioritize domestic investment. India has emerged as a key destination for AI data centers. The country's low data cost and rapidly growing internet user base have made it a hub for cloud and AI expansion for tech giants. Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai said the facility will bring our industry-leading technology to enterprises and users in India, accelerating AI innovation and driving growth across the country. A formal agreement to finalize the project will be signed on Tuesday, the Andhra Pradesh government said. It is a massive leap for our state's digital future, innovation and global standing, said the state's technology minister, Nara Lokesh. The project will combine cloud and AI infrastructure with renewable energy systems and expanded fiber optic network. And now for a look at the weather. We are starting the day with partly cloudy skies and a few showers in the area. Right now, it's 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity is high at 97%. Winds are coming in gently from the north-northeast at 12 miles per hour. Looking ahead through today and tonight, expect partly cloudy skies to continue with a moderate 50% chance of showers both during the day and overnight. Out on the water, winds will shift to the east-southeast at 8 to 16 miles per hour, and seas will be moderate, ranging between 3 to 5 feet. Sunset this evening is set to be at around 10 minutes before 6, and tomorrow's sunrise will be at about 6 o'clock in the morning. That's your local weather update. Stay tuned and stay dry. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.